Hi, it's me again, and I'm back in the Daily Record again today as an honorary Scots person. I hope to retire there one day. Let's have a look at this and see if this is going to help any of us save £169.50 a year on our TV licence fee. Let's have a look. New update on calls to scrap TV licence fee before annual charge rises to £169.50 next month. Yeah, all right, this is one of the ones I had bookmarked. I've been off the boil a bit for a month or so, busy family stuff. If you're a regular viewer of the other channel, you'll know. So, yeah, let's have a look at this, shall we? Because I think it's about a petition. Yeah, it is. Nearly 16,000 people have signed an online petition calling for the TV licence fee to be abolished. Let's have a quick look at this petition, shall we? Abolish the TV licence and make the BBC a subscription channel. 17,687 signatures. So this is, at least they've done it on a proper government website, this one. I keep seeing these TV licence bloody petitions on change.org and stuff like that. And it's meaningless if you put them on there. If you put them on the Parliament one, at 10,000, I believe it is, you'll get a copy and pasted response from government, which they've got, and here it is here. The licence fee will remain for this charter. However, this model faces challenges, and the government has launched a review to look at ways to ensure BBC's future funding is fair and sustainable. Fair and sustainable for the BBC, not for you, the general scummy public that we have no respect for. I've got to stop adding words onto these things. Anyway, at 100,000 signatures, it will be considered for debate in Parliament. No guarantee. There's been loads of these, and to be fair, a few of them have got to 100,000 signatures. So I'm going to show you this clip. I've showed it a few times, mostly on the other channel. If you're not subscribed to the other channel or whatever, or maybe you haven't clocked it, I've got a clip of them actually debating the TV licence fee from a petition that reached over 100,000 signatures in Parliament. Not proper Parliament, it's a back room in Parliament with no one special talking about it. But it is interesting. Look at this.
It is the case, Mrs. Moon, that a number of people who have signed these petitions or who have emailed me are still concerned that they have to pay the licence fee. Their argument is that in an age when subscription services and streaming services are the norm, they do not see why they should have to pay for another service, and they also think that the licence fee is too high. However, they make the point, and it is a fair one, that the licence fee is a regressive tax, and that cannot be got away from. The recent Ipsos Mori poll this year showed that 49% of people are in favour of funding the BBC through the licence fee. In fact, other polls show that support for the licence fee has actually risen over time. But there is another important point about the licence fee, I think, and that is that it helps preserve BBC independence. Yeah. It protects it, most of the time at least, from political interference. And even in a time when trust in institutions is declining, it is still the most trusted news provider. When I'm watching BBC News, they are trying to get to the truth, however imperfectly.
Yeah, that certainly sounds like a government that want to defund the BBC or want to make the BBC stand on their own 2 feet and then the TV licence fee. Doesn't it? Not. So there's a bit more to that statement that the government said at 10,000 on that thing. It says here, ensure the BBC's future funding is fair and sustainable, adding that in an increasingly competitive media landscape, the number of households holding TV licences is declining and fell by 400,000 people last year. Good, eh? Good, eh? I quite like that number. Shame it's not bigger. 400,000 people last year. And it is. The media landscape is massively changing. More and more people are turning away from broadcast TV over to streaming services so they can watch whatever they want to watch whenever they want to watch it. It's a better way to watch television. And as long as you don't use iPlayer in that regard, and you don't watch anything that's been broadcast, you don't require a television licence, like myself, who hasn't had one 10 years now. More and more people are heading that way. The BBC does have to change. So is it going to change where they'll start showing adverts like any other TV channel and all the other services are doing now, even though they charge you a subscription? Or are they just going to go the subscription route? Remember, BBC Studios recently acquired 100% of BritBox International. They own all of that now and they charge subscriptions on that. So the BBC, they're not adverse to charging subscriptions now, are they? Or do you think the BBC are going to try and convert the TV licence fee into some kind of media tax or levy that you can't avoid? Go on your broadband bill or your council tax bill, like I believe it used to in France. Or how they really want it is to come out of your payslip, because then it's not paid by household, then it's paid per person. Even more money for the BBC to waste. Not like they don't get about 4 billion quid a year from TV licences now, and they can't make that stretch. They need more money to survive, rather than working for it, showing adverts and stuff like every other channel has to do. Petitions do not work. I wouldn't waste your time starting a petition. I've seen hundreds of the things in my time doing this. Where are we? We're still here. And it's just gone up. I showed you the clip of when it was debated. The petitions do not work. The only way we're going to affect change in this is to convince as many people as possible, including yourself, that you don't need to pay the licence fee. When the evasion rate, well, not evasion rate, but the not paying rate gets really high for it, the not required rate, like myself, gets really high for it, that's when change will come. And we'll either get the change that we want, where the BBC will have to stand on its own 2 feet, and then it's not our problem anymore, do what you like, or they might win, and they might get their media tax. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But to get to the bridge in the first place, you need to convince as many people as possible to stop paying the bloody thing. That's where change is going to come from. The DCMS response continued. The licence fee model confers on the BBC a unique responsibility to its audiences, which alongside its obligations creates a singular connection. Stupid management speak. Why does the BBC have a unique responsibility? Why? Why is it up here, being held up on a pedestal? While ITV, Channel 4, 5, everyone else has to stand on their own 2 feet. But no, the BBC needs direct funding because it's special and unique. It's shit is what it is. It is therefore important that we are proactive in addressing the serious challenges that threaten the legitimacy of the licence fee model. They don't want the licence fee to go today. The serious challenges that threaten the legitimacy of the licence fee model. I don't even know where to go with that without a lot of swearing. Why do they deserve licence fee funding? Show ads, sell subscription, stand on your own 2 feet. The review will look at how we can ensure the funding model is fair to licence fee payers, sustainable for the long term, and supports the BBC's vital role. The review will look at how we ensure the BBC's funding model is fair to licence. I'll tell you what's fair to licence fee payers. Cancel the bloody licence fee and let the BBC stand on its own 2 feet. No one has to pay anything. Watch what you like. And if they make tat that no one's watching, they won't get any advertisers, they won't make any money, they'll go bust. That's their problem. It's called business. Well, it's sustainable for the long term, yeah, is not having it, and supports the BBC's vital role in growing our creative industries. Well, the BBC is hugely growing British creative industries. You cannot take that away from them. If you look at BBC Studios and BBC Productions, which isn't a part of BBC that you pay your licence fee to, it's a commercial company. You look at what they're doing to the British creative industries. They're buying all of it. You want to look at the amount of acquisitions that BBC Studios and BBC Productions Limited are buying up lately. Loads of independent production companies. And they let them keep their name so you don't know they're under the BBC. That's what he's doing. They're trying to create a monopoly. That's what they're trying. I'm not going to read it. If you want to read this whole thing, I'll put the link to it down in the description below. But the takeaway here is they want to keep the licence fee and petitions don't work. What do you think about all of this? Let me know your thoughts on it down in the comments below. And while you're down there leaving your comment, don't forget to hit all the buttons and everything as well, because if you do that, hopefully I'll get to see you in another video again soon, won't I? Ta-da.